After building the Duel Emperidia set and putting the review video out, I did get asked whether or not I would be buying any more Night Troopers on the second-hand market, thus to pack the scene out and almost army build on Thrawn's behalf. And I did give it some consideration. However, the price of the Night Troopers on the second-hand market is quite high at the moment, and it didn't take me long to realise that it's more than likely within the next year or so that we will here in Europe possibly see these minifigures in the Lego Star Wars magazine. And I can only apologise to our American friends who don't have any access to this magazine, as it's been an incredible source of pleasure for me over the last couple of years. And with stuff like clones, it has been a real opportunity to army build. But what is a good theory without a little bit of information to back it up? There's obviously 12 months in the year, meaning we get 12 magazines. And historically speaking, at least over the last 2 or 3 years, at least 5 of these are mini polybag style builds. Meaning that the other 7 months in the year, we quite often see minifigures of named characters. However, quite often in the course of the year, we'll quite often see a double issue where you get 2 minifigures, but they are quite often minifigures that we have seen before that I'm assuming LEGO have an excess of. So if I was a betting man, I would say that in 2025, we will see at least 6 minifigures in the LEGO Star Wars magazine. And could one of them potentially be one of Thrawn's Kisui Night Troopers? However, if you've been around on the channel long enough, you'll know my theorising didn't quite stop there, and it made me think about what we could also potentially see in 2025 in the LEGO Star Wars magazines, and you didn't have to go very far to look back at July's battle pack on Mandalore. This is a scene that I've been looking to add a bit more to, and a couple of battle packs certainly would go a long way. Could we see the Praetorian Guards from the Moff Gideon versus Paz Vizsla set, or could we see the Super Commandos from the battle pack? Whilst we'll quite often see clones in these sets, and I picked up quite a few Coruscant Guard clones this year and a couple of 501st Specialists, could we potentially see another type of clone? It'll be interesting to see what battle pack is released in 2025. I think that would give us a fair indication. Mandalorians seem to be a theme that seems to happen every single year. I think every year for the last 3 years we seem to have seen a Mandalorian in one form or another, and I think a bit of variation in the Mandalorians would certainly add to the Moff Gideon and Paz Vizsla buildable scene. As for the other figures, it's absolutely anybody's guess. We've had incredible variation over the last couple of years with anything from Chewbacca, C-3PO and a Gonk droid, all the way through to the very beautiful Darth Vader that came in the tin last month for the 25th anniversary. That was a gorgeous tin and a gorgeous figure. However, in my mind, from a business perspective, it makes more sense for LEGO to put army builder type of characters in these sets, even if you go as far back as the Tusken Raider from last year. In this instance, I think potentially next year, something like the Rebel Alliance Troopers would go down really well. I've already put a couple more into my Tantive hallway scene, and if you haven't gone and checked that video out from earlier in the week, go and check that video out. It was a very interesting build, trying to put the two sets together. So if you're not a regular to the channel, this is something that happens quite a lot, which is me theorising about a simple question that was asked to me about one singular minifigure, and quite frankly, I think it'll be really interesting to see what we do get in terms of these paper polybags over the next year or so, and I'm certainly hoping for some army building type of figures, such as the Rebel Alliance Troopers, such as those Imperial Commandos, and even maybe Moff Gideon's Praetorian Imperial Guards. I think they would be really nice and quite frankly make it a lot cheaper for me to pack out these scenes that I've started to develop this year. And if you are new to the channel, do make sure you subscribe to make sure you don't miss any of the LEGO Star Wars goodness that will be coming over the next couple of months, and indeed hopefully in 2025.